Hi. Megan, I'd like to talk to you right after the show. Happy Friday. It's the 15th day of May 2020. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Always assume the camera is on. It's just a broadcasting rule of thumb. I can't find that file and delete it. They have it hidden in various nooks and crannies of computers all over this building. I'm in a good mood. For one thing, we got lots of sunshine today. For another thing, I'm going golfing later on today. It's good for the soul. Looking forward to that because this is the last day to golf. We're going to be dry for the most part on Saturday, but Saturday night the rain's going to come and we're going to have a lot of rain, a lot of much needed rain come Sunday. The temperatures will be mild. That's not going to be the issue, but very unsettled weather will continue. Again, today is the big exception. Complete weather forecast details are coming up. A lot of news to get to today. Some of it traffic related, some of it COVID-19 related. It's a whole raft full of news. In fact, the whole show today is one of those scenarios, and it happens occasionally. Basically, we have a 4-pound show and a 3-pound bag to put it in, but we're going to do our very best. Mike McNally will be dropping by. We got Today in History. We got some celebrity birthdays coming your way. A lot of sports to get to. Bizarre story from the world of the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. I think you know what I'm talking about. And in the back half of the hour, we're going to enlighten you cultural-wise just a little bit. My nephews, Jack and Morrison, who live in Bellingham. I have a lot of nephews. I have a lot of nieces, for that matter. They've been taking piano lessons since they were probably old enough to see the keyboard. And their big piano recital had to be done virtually because you can't have a bunch of people gathered in the same location. And so they did their piano recital via video. They did that on Sunday. And we're going to watch Jack and Morrison play the piano in the second half of the program. These kids are good. You're going to be impressed with Mo and Jack. So a little piano recital for you from my nephews in the back half of the program. Beautiful morning, clear skies, 46 degrees. Let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup. It looks like there's a few high clouds up in the Chelan area. Outside of that, it's a gorgeous morning. A little on the cool side, 46 degrees. We did not warm up at all yesterday. Oh, we just got another celebrity birthday. Thank you very much, Eric. We only got to 60 degrees yesterday. That's it. Our normal highs should have been 71 degrees. It was chilly. As far as the rain was concerned, we got just a little, that's all. That's even a technical word that they use at the National Weather Service. We got 0.08 inches of rain. We needed more than that. We are going to get more than that on Sunday. It's going to be a wet Sunday indeed. Gorgeous view from our cross camera, located just adjacent to the cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. Camera number 2. Can't wait to see what we see this morning with these beautiful blue skies. Hose Landing. Oh, that's Stamen Flats. That's an interesting view from Stamen Flats. We rarely use that one. One of the big stories we're going to be talking about it today, 97A at the Knapsail Tunnel is now closed and will be indefinitely. There's always some slope stabilization issues just on the south end of the Knapsail Tunnel, and we got a video from the Washington State Patrol to show for you. But if you're traveling between Wenatchee and Chelan, you're not going to be able to go through the Knapsail Tunnel. You can't take 971, the Navarre Cooley Road, but they're really asking you not to do it. It's not designed to have a lot of traffic. It's certainly not designed to have any big rigs. So if you're a regular traveler between the Wenatchee Valley and Chelan or vice versa, 97 on the east side of the river is going to be the way to go. Just a heads up on that. We'll talk about that more when we get to the news. Camera number 3, where are we off to, Megan? Oh, great view from Omi Gardens, and she turned the camera the other direction. And speaking of Omi Gardens, Chelan County, of course, Omi Gardens is part of the Chelan County Park System. Omi Gardens is closed for the season, so unfortunately, the RLS Productions concerts in the Gardens has been canceled because that's where they have them at, and that's a big blow not only to our good friend Robert Sandage and his great crew who put together the series of concerts at Omi Gardens. It's a blow for us because we televise them. We'll talk about that when we get to news too, but it's still a gorgeous view anyway. Look at the rust-colored hillside just to the north of Omi Gardens, and of course Rocky Reach Dam hanging around there. Camera number, I've lost track, 4. It's up to Lake Wenatchee we go. The Two Rivers camera, high above Lake Wenatchee. That is a super tall tower. I've been up to that site. What an incredible view that is. And this is a perfect example of how Sky-Fi works. If you have a cabin or you have a home at Lake Wenatchee and you don't have fiber from Chelan County PUD run to your cabin, if you can go out and look to the north and you can see the tower, the Sky-Fi Tower at Two Rivers at the very top of Lake Wenatchee, you could be eligible for Sky-Fi, which means screaming fast internet and no fiber. Beautiful view from Lake Wenatchee. Phenomenal. And one of my favorite pieces of real estate in north central Washington is the Lake Wenatchee area. I really, really love it up there. All right, one quick slide to show for you from the National Weather Service, and it's all about Sunday. We are going to get wet. It's going to be dry on Saturday, lots of clouds, but by Saturday, late afternoon into the early evening, the rain is going to come, and it's going to rain pretty much all day on Sunday, and we need it. And the heaviest rain they think will likely fall right over north central Washington. As you can see, we could get up to a quarter of an inch of rain, and we could use the quarter of an inch of rain. Out of the Columbia Basin, a little bit drier down to the Yakima and the Tri-Cities, the Walla Walla area, and over to Spokane. Everybody's going to get wet, but the wettest areas look to be the Cascade Crest and right here in the Wenatchee Valley. And as I mentioned before, we need it, so get ready for a wet Sunday. You won't have to be watering the lawn, it looks like. So just a heads up on that. We want to keep you in the loop. In fact, the weather is just like it has been all week long. It's all over the board. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug, and this is what we're looking at. Lots of sunshine today. It is by far going to be the nicest day until we get to next Wednesday. We'll get up to 74 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, 49, 50 or so for the overnight low. Now, tomorrow morning, if you're an early riser, you're going to see sunshine, but by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, the clouds will be thickening up. By the time we get to noon, it'll be mostly cloudy skies. No real chance of rain Saturday during the day with a high of 74, but then Saturday night, the rain comes. We're thinking it's going to start right around 10 or 11 o'clock on Saturday night with an overnight low of about 53. And it's going to rain overnight on Saturday and pretty much all day Sunday. Showers likely, also some thunderstorms, as you see there is a distinct possibility. They're not expecting significant rainfall, just a consistent light showers all day Sunday. And the one thing they're worried about, and they've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks, past couple of days, and we passed that along to you, lightning strikes. That's the one thing they're keeping a close eye on. They're not thinking torrential rain or hail or strong winds or anything like that, but lightning strikes. Very much a concern on Sunday afternoon. And again on Sunday night, the rain will eventually taper off by about 11 o'clock on Sunday night, 51 for the overnight low. Another chance of rain and thunderstorms on Monday. Not as severe and not a big a chance on Monday, but it's out there. 71 for the high on Monday. We start changing things up a little bit on Tuesday under partly cloudy skies. Filtered sunshine, if you will top off at 74 degrees. Back to the sunshine for the long-term forecast on Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures slightly above normal. Normally our high right around 71, 72, so just a little bit above normal for our afternoon highs or overnight lows, just about normal. So sunshine today, increasing clouds on Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, it'll be nothing but clouds. By Saturday night, the rain comes. Rain on Sunday. Possible lightning strikes and thunderstorms on Sunday afternoon. Possible lightning strikes and thunderstorms on Monday afternoon. And then things calm down. It's a weather smorgasbord. That's your forecast from the National Weather Service. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Grab your cup of coffee and your Danish and come back and join me in 1 minute. And we'll have the news for you on this Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales,
where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
All right, we're back. It's good to see you again. It is 10 minutes after the hour. We have clear skies and 48 degrees. Outside of our studios in downtown Wenatchee, let's take a look at what's making headlines. A 3-car accident hospitalized 3 people and tied up traffic shortly before 4:30. This happened near Kashmir yesterday afternoon, and we have some dramatic footage for you. The Washington State Patrol reports that a Dodge Dakota pickup being driven by 60-year-old Kim Douglas of Leavenworth was traveling westbound on Highway 2 near milepost 113 when the truck drifted into the eastbound lanes and struck a Ford Edge and a Chevrolet Tahoe. Now, the 2 occupants of the Ford, 60-year-old Robert Edgerton and 55-year-old Jermaine Edgerton, both of Bellevue, they were transported to Central Washington Hospital with unknown injuries. Douglas was transported to Central Washington Hospital and then airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. The condition of all 3 are not known. As of this morning, the driver of the Ford, 42-year-old Charity Berglund of Kashmir, she was not injured. All of the occupants were wearing seatbelts. Charges against Douglas are pending. Both eastbound lanes of Highway 2 were blocked for nearly 3 hours yesterday afternoon. US 97A, which is the main route, of course, between Wenatchee and Lake Chelan on the west side of the Columbia River, is closed at the Knapp's Hill Tunnel for the foreseeable future to allow crews to perform emergency slope stabilization work. Trooper Weber with the Washington State Patrol explained the situation.
Hey, Trooper Weber, Washington State Patrol. I'm out here with DOT in the area of Knapp's Tunnel. This is a familiar area to a lot of the local people around here and some of the people that travel up to Lake Chelan. We've had a big problem recently with rocks coming down the highway, into the highway, doing damage to the roadway. If you look, you can see all the damage that the rocks have done. Head over and just look at the guardrail. Rocks have done all that damage. This have not been cars, they've been rocks. And fortunately, nobody's gotten hurt. But today the DOT decided to do something about it. They've got people coming in to assess the situation and work on it. So we are closing this area. Highway 97A and Knapp's Tunnel is closed. Detours will be 971, which will put you on the backside of Navarre Coulee into Chelan. Or if you're in Wenatchee and heading up to Chelan, we recommend that you take Highway 97 and take that all the way to BB Bridge and then cross into Chelan from there. So it is closed indefinitely until this is resolved. We want to make sure that people are safe out here. Get to where you're going, take some time, do it safely. We'll follow you, give you some more updates here as we know them and when the roadway is back open. But keep watching the State Patrol's Twitter account or the Washington State DOT with updates, and we'll be following up on this continuously. This is Trooper Weber with your Washington State Patrol. Hey, Trooper Weber, Washington.
Thank you, Trooper Weber. We appreciate it. Now, the Washington State Department of Transportation is recommending that all motorists traveling between the Wenatchee Valley and Chelan or vice versa, they're asking that you use 97 on the east side, Highway 97 on the east side of the Columbia River. State Route 971, which is the Navarre Coulee Road, is open to local traffic, but it is not recommended for larger vehicles. Chelan and Douglas counties asked to take a half step towards reopening the Wenatchee Valley economy. The State Department of Health turned them down. Wednesday, the Chelan-Douglas Health District asked for a variance under Governor Jay Inslee's Safe Start Pandemic Recovery Program to reopen small retail stores, medical and dental services, hair and nail salons, pet grooming, and additional construction here in the Wenatchee Valley. All would still need to meet social distancing and safety requirements to minimize the spread of the virus. The petition was endorsed by multiple local agencies, towns, businesses, and churches, but counties have to show no new COVID-19 cases for at least 3 weeks before they qualify. Chelan and Douglas counties reported 2 new cases as recently as Monday. Health Secretary John Wiseman rejected the proposal. Only 8 Washington counties have so far qualified to move on into phase 2 of the governor's 4-phase recovery program. Washington State issued emergency rules on Wednesday governing farm worker housing. During the COVID-19 pandemic, farm employers must provide laborers with cloth face coverings and ensure physical distancing at housing sites, and that includes cooking, eating, bathing, washing, recreational and sleeping facilities. Beds must be at least 6 feet apart. Occupants have to sleep head to toe, and bunk beds can only be used in limited conditions. Now, farm worker advocates had called for even stricter rules to protect laborers from coronavirus. They've mounted an ongoing lawsuit against the State Department of Labor and Health in Skagit County Superior Court. A Malaga man who conned his victims out of thousands of dollars and then bragged about it on social media got a 7-year prison sentence this week. 22-year-old Damian Scott Halley pled guilty to counts of leading organized crime and intimidating witnesses. Sheriff's deputies say he built his local victims on banking scams and then threatened and harassed them if they cooperated with police. And then he posted photos and videos of himself handling large amounts of cash on Facebook. He pled guilty last week in Chelan County Superior Court. When COVID-19 first arrived, hospitals encouraged patients to avoid emergency rooms and doctor offices unless it was absolutely necessary. But that didn't mean stay away forever, and has had some unintended consequences. In a press conference yesterday, medical officers from across the state urged people not to delay seeking care when they need it, even while the specter of coronavirus still looms.
Yeah, I could point to with examples of specifics. Over the last 2 weeks, I've been involved in investigating 2 cases of heart attack that were delayed. Both patients had symptoms for days, if not over a week, of chest pain and shortness of breath. They were delayed by the patient's fear of coming in and probably wishful thinking that things would get better. Another patient had a significant fall and had an ankle fracture that they, again, waited on because they were fearful of coming in. And eventually, a persistent spouse kind of drugged them to the orthopedic department, and where they ended up having to have this operated on.
We had, people thinking that they would be able to tough it out at home and came in with perforated appendicitis, which is a larger procedure and involves more time and risk, which could have been prevented if they could have come in sooner. And we had patients that were to come in for their colonoscopies, more diagnostic, and because of the fear of COVID, they've delayed their the camera test for about 8 weeks. And when we were finally able to convince them to come in, we're able to detect early stages of cancer. These all could have been rolled forward and faster for treatment. So kind of those are 2 specific examples in the last couple of weeks.
For Dr. Freed and Dr. Shea, in smaller hospitals or ex-urban regional hospitals, do you feel like your facilities are able to cope with any new intake of COVID patients, given that you're asking patients not to delay care and the counties are asking for more freedom to let people gather and conduct commerce?
Definitely the hospital's restrictions are same, and our policies and procedures are still in place. Over the past weekend, we've seen fishing open up, and we do have influx of visitors that are on Banks Lake and Lake Roosevelt. So we're anticipating maybe a small surge, and I think just speaking for Cooley Medical Center, preparation is the key. I think our incident command discusses about potential surges and COVID patients on a daily basis to see what we need to amp up on and how we need to prepare. We also have weekly community meetings with our community leaders to talk about what their need is, what do they anticipate, and how do we help them prepare for that. So we don't know what the answer is. We don't know what it would actually look like, but I think transparency and communication is the key for this.
I anticipate a surge. I absolutely do. I don't want to be pessimistic, but we have a fair amount of capacity in our ICU, but it will fill up like a narrow-necked bottle when this community opens back up, is my fear. Our limitations are what they are. So I worry about that. I think we have to look at the numbers. We have to collaborate with our county health department and local government and the local business leaders and use our best judgment going forward.
If you like potatoes and onions, and I mean really like potatoes and onions, you're in for a nice weekend. Nearly 100,000 pounds of potatoes and onions are going to be given away for free, no strings attached. It happens this weekend. In East Wenatchee, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, in partnership with Agra Northwest and River Point Onions, are going to distribute 70,000 pounds of potatoes and 20,000 pounds of onions. It happens this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon at the parking lot of the LDS Church. That's on 10th Street Northeast and East Wenatchee farmers all across the country, of course, have been forced to either give away their product or destroy it because a lot of it is sold to restaurants who aren't open because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, a personal note, we heard from our good friend via Facebook, Robert Sandage, who produces the continuing series of Concerts in the Gardens at Omi Gardens, RLS Productions. Concert in the Garden series, not going to happen this year because Omi Gardens itself will not be opening this year, we're told. So we heard from Robert. He said he's going to be reaching out to all the ticket holders and sponsors to talk about next year. So hang in there, Robert. Again, Omi Gardens will be closed this year, and because of that, there will be no RLS Productions Concert in the Garden series for the year 2020. Another victim of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that's what's making headlines on this Friday morning. The news team will be back at it again for another edition of the news. We believe very strongly in keeping our viewership in the loop on what's happening in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington. And with the preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, a section of Rock Island Road will be closed beginning on Monday. We'll tell you where. I'll have your still unsettled North Central Washington weekend weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have a look at sports. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. We'd love to hear from you, and you are really good at keeping in touch with us. Email us directly if you have a news tip or you have a concern or you just want to say hi. News@ncwlife.com. News@ncwlife.com is our direct email address. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. You'd like to do that too. And if you like us, give us a thumbs up on Facebook. Or if you go to our website, ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the very top of the screen. You can either submit a news tip using the form or just fill out the form and push send, and we get it right here at the Broadcast Metroplex. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports, including a bizarre story from the latest addition to the Seattle Seahawk roster. I don't even know what to make of Mr. Dunbar. We'll have that when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Hi, I'm Cody Gillen, and I love to get out in Chelan and Douglas counties for outdoor fun. We have so many great places to go, and exercise is good for your health. But I'm asking you to please, stay home. Enjoy your own neighborhood for a walk. And if you do head to a park or a trail, no groups, please. Remember, 2's company, 3 is a crowd. And when you encounter others, stay 6 feet apart. We need to take care of each other and get rid of the coronavirus. Please help. Together we can do this. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
We're back at 24 minutes after the hour. Clear skies, 49 degrees. Gobs of sunshine today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Clouds thicken up on Saturday. By Saturday night, the rain will come. We'll have rain and maybe even some lightning and some thunderstorms by Sunday afternoon. Sports this morning. Strange story. New York Times is reporting that Seahawks quarterback Quinton Dunbar, along with New York Giants quarterback DeAndre Baker, are wanted for armed robbery in Miami. According to the report, Dunbar and Baker allegedly robbed other guests at a party at gunpoint and left with thousands of dollars in cash and wrist watches worth tens of thousands of dollars. Arrest warrants have been issued for both men, according to the article again in this morning's Times. None of the three have been taken into custody. Police report says essentially a dispute arose during the party at a house in Miramar, Florida. That's where people were gambling, playing cards, playing video games. Baker reportedly flipped over a table, took out a gun and pointed it at another guest, and then told Dunbar and another man who wore a red mask to start taking money and valuables from other people at the party. And in another bizarre twist to this story, as you can see here, just a few hours after Dunbar allegedly helped rob the party, he appeared in a video press conference arranged by the Seahawks. Dunbar is from Miami. He played 5 seasons with Washington, then he was traded to Seattle in the offseason. He's expected to make $3.4 million with the Seahawks this season. We'll have to wait. Meanwhile, the Seahawks have secured a familiar face to their quarterback's room. Geno Smith is going to be back. Of course, he's been Russell Wilson's backup. He was all of last year. He'll be back with the team, according to ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler. Smith and the Seahawks will reunite for a 1-year deal for the 2020 season. Smith is 29 years old. He began his career in New York with the Jets. He was a second-round pick in 2013. He started 30 games. Smith's return leaves Seattle with 3 quarterbacks on the roster: Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, and the undrafted rookie Anthony Gordon, who, of course, had a great season last year at Washington State. The WIAA is looking at more tweaks to the state basketball tournament format in an effort to find ways to make the tournaments more efficient, fan-friendly, and cost-effective. The WIAA's State Basketball Format Committee has developed 3 new approaches. Option 1, a super regional tournament format. Rounds 1 and 2 would be single elimination, be played at local high schools or college sites. The final 4 teams from each classification will move on to the final site after the second round. The 2A, 3A, and 4A tournament would play semifinals and finals at the Tacoma Dome. The 1B, 2B, and 1A would be semifinals and finals in either Yakima or Spokane. That's option 1. Option 2, and again, a super regional with a second round for all classifications being played in the Sun Dome over 3 days. The final 4 teams would then move on to either the Tacoma Dome for the 2A, 3A, and 4A teams, and either Yakima or Spokane for the 1B, 2B, and 1A teams. And finally, option 3 would have the first 2 rounds for all classifications in the Sun Dome, and then the final 4 either in Tacoma or Spokane. The WIAA wants input from fans and schools, and you can answer a survey question through the WIAA app. You can find more by going online to WIAA.com. Our great game of our past tonight on the NCAA Life Channel takes us back to last October. It was so cold in Kashmir. It was a great game. Kashmir hosted Cascade in the regular season finale of the Caribou Trail League. Our soccer experts Sebastian Maraga and Matt Wisen were there with the call.
There's a final touch that clears it out of the box, but here comes Cascade once again. The shot, goal, 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 goal! Molly Weiser for the Cascade Kodiaks. There's the right-footed shot, dances in front of the goal, 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 goal! Kashmir ties it up. 7 minutes, 43 seconds into this second half of play.
Just to start blasting that ball and defensively.
Shot across with a bit of a weird angle. Goal, 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 goal! Savannah Stefanko for the Cascade Kodiaks. Moving quickly is Chloe Diaz. Shot across. Goal, 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 goal! 2-2 tie for Kashmir. Up there, too.
Right up there.
Deep ball that time. Let's see what Dart can do. She's going to get there first. Vita, 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 go, 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 go! Go, Kashmir Bulldogs!
Great game. You can watch the game in its entirety tonight at 7 o'clock right here on the NCAA Life Channel. Rest of our schedule tomorrow, it's all about baseball. Wenatchee hosting Moses Lake from May of 2017. You can watch that at 1:30 on Saturday. At 6:30 tomorrow night, we got Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball from last July when they took on the Portland Pickles. Sunday schedule. 2 o'clock, we got Eastmont and Meade in girls state soccer from last November. At 7 o'clock on Sunday, Wenatchee Wild and West Kelowna Warriors from the Town Toyota Center in a BCHL game from last October. It's coming up this weekend at your home for local sports. And that's us, the NCW Life Channel. And that's a look at sports at 29 minutes after the hour. I had any number of obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Defense Transportation Day. It's NASCAR Day. It's National Pizza Party Day. It's National Endangered Species Day. It's National Nylon Stocking Day. It's National Chocolate Chip Day. And it's National Bike to Work Day. Bike to Work Day is always the third Friday in May. So if you're still going to an office, if you're still working in an office, take your bike to work today. Strap on the helmet and down the road you go. Of course, there's all kinds of benefits to biking on a regular basis. Of course, the healthier you are, the better you think. You know, your cognitive thinking improves. Saves you a lot of money. I mean, if you bike to work every day, you don't have to worry about oil and gas and insurance. You're going to save a ton of money by not driving to work, by biking to work. It's convenient in a lot of respects, and believe it or not, it's also kind of safe. People go, bikes aren't safe, but the more people who are out biking to work, the more people who are driving cars are paying attention to the bikers. And of course, bikes are good for the environment. No carbon emissions or anything. So if you have a chance to go to work today, physically go to the office, put the car in the garage, bike to work today. Don't forget about the helmet. That's your obscure holiday at 31 minutes after the hour. Today in history, happy 115th birthday to beautiful Las Vegas. Vegas is 115 years old today. It was founded on May 15th, 1905. 110 acres, which would eventually become downtown Las Vegas, was auctioned off. I got lots of fun facts about Las Vegas, even though it's kind of closed right now. Las Vegas is home to more than half of the 20 largest hotels in the world. More than half of them are in Las Vegas. The famous Las Vegas Strip and the welcome sign that you see there is not in Las Vegas. It's in Paradise, Nevada. Paradise was created by the gambling industry because Las Vegas wanted to annex all of these hotels and motels and casinos and tax them to death. And they said, no, we'll start our own town, Paradise, and tax ourselves. 15% of the visitors come to Las Vegas exclusively to gamble and to do nothing else. 71% of the people who visit Las Vegas do some gambling, and 14% of the people who visit Las Vegas don't do any gambling at all. They're there for the food and the shows. Las Vegas is the brightest spot on Earth when you're viewing Earth from space. No surprise there. My favorite story about Las Vegas involves Fred Smith, who was the founder and CEO of FedEx. FedEx had a $24,000 fuel bill they had to pay for their aviation fuel. They owed the company who gassed up their airplanes $24,000. They didn't have $24,000. Nope, Fred only had $5,000. So Fred took the last $5,000 in the entire FedEx account, flew to Las Vegas and won $27,000 in blackjack. He was able to pay off his bill, hoard off his creditors, got more credit, and FedEx was underway. That's right, the guy who founded FedEx saved his company by winning a bunch of money in Las Vegas. He was 115 years old today. McDonald's is 80 years old today. Yep. Richard and Maurice McDonald opened their very first McDonald's restaurant in San Bernardino, California on May 15th, 1940. In the early 1960s, they were bought out by Ray Kroc, and now there are 36,899 McDonald's all over the world. But the very first one is 80 years old today. May 15th, 1941, 79 years ago today. Nobody noticed. It's one of those things in history that nobody knew history was being made. At the time, the New York Yankees were playing the Chicago White Sox. They got creamed. The White Sox beat them 13-1, but center fielder Joe DiMaggio got a base hit against Eddie Smith, and it began his 56-game hitting streak, of course, but again, nobody knew it at the time. And finally, when we share great American cultural moments, those great moments when all of America gathers to share an experience. It happened really in many respects on this day back in 1981. May 15th, 1981. It was 39 years ago today on a Friday night. All of America settled down in front of their television sets to watch history being made when NBC aired the classic made-for-TV movie, The Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island. It's a classic. Makes me cry whenever I see it. The Harlem Globetrotters plane crashed on the island. Of course, the castaways had been rescued. They had a resort now on the island called the Castaways Resort, and it was making a bunch of money. The Globetrotters plane crashed on it. There was a game against robots. Martin Landau was a spy. The professor saved everybody, as he usually did. Great American theater. Birthdays. There are mayors, and then there are mayors, and Richard Daley ran Chicago with an iron fist for 21 years, from 1955 until he dropped out of a heart attack at the age of 1976. Richard Daley was the mayor of Chicago, and I mean, he ran the city pretty much by himself. His son ended up being mayor as well. The name Daley is still considered is synonymous with Chicago. Richard Daley, the mayor of Chicago. Like him or hate him, he ran the show for 21 years, born in the state in 1902. Abraham Zapruder was born in the state in 1905, a mild-mannered, very well-liked dress manufacturer in Dallas, Texas. And on November 22nd, 1963, his secretary said, Mr. Zapruder, you know, the president's motorcade is coming right by the office. Why don't you go home and get your camera? So he ran home during the lunch hour, grabbed his Bell & Howell 8mm camera, and ended up filming the Kennedy assassination. Abraham Zapruder, born in the state in 1905, died of stomach cancer in 1970 at the age of 65. One of the greatest third basemen of all time is George Brett. He's 67 years old today. He was a Yankee killer. I'm a Yankee fan, but back in the 70s and 80s, he just ate the Yankees alive. Baseball Hall of Fame, class of 1999. And the great George Brett is 67 years old today. And thank you, Eric, for texting me a last-second birthday. Our friend Carol Andre celebrates a birthday today. We love Carol. She, of course, she works for the Wenatchee Parks and Recreation and Cultural Services Department. She is the guiding force for the Special Olympic Winter Games. We love Carol. She's a class act, and she's 55 years old today. Can't forget about Carol's birthday. All right, 36 minutes after the hour, Mike McKnight's got an opinion, and then a special treat, a piano recital by my two nephews, Jack and Morrison Kuntz. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, Rosie and I, we recently spent over $300 to see the musical West Side Story at the Fifth Avenue Theater in Seattle. That was fun. It was a great show. We enjoyed doing stuff like that once in a while. But are you aware of the incredible live theater that's available to us right here at a minuscule fraction of the cost right here in Wenatchee? Every year, local community theater groups out there right here in our town put on very high-quality productions. No joke. These productions are comparable to anything you're going to go see professionally over in Seattle. Now, I know many of you take advantage of these opportunities, but there are many more folks who aren't even aware of the live entertainment we are blessed to have right here. So, if you've never seen a live play or musical here in town, hey, I encourage you to give community theater a try. Trust me, you'll love it. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Aging in Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging in Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, Call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
The Meat Shop in Chelan has all the meats, homemade side dishes, sauces, and rubs you need. And after a brief break for a new baby, the Meat Shop will return to regular hours in beautiful downtown Chelan. Deepwater Home Electronics is open on modified hours to serve our community. Verizon phone services, computer repair, installations, and service calls help you stay connected while you are social distancing. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante look forward to seeing you after they're able to open up again. In the meantime, you can share in their award-winning wines by visiting or giving them a call.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Sorry, I was talking to Megan. 41 minutes after the hour, my nephews Jack and Morrison have been taking piano lessons since they were just little kids. And if you've ever taken piano lessons, you know you have to do a recital, a formal recital. You're judged on your, how you tickle the ivories and your foot and your hands and everything like that. Well, of course, because of the COVID-19, everything has been on lockdown. So Jack and Morrison on Sunday did their formal piano recital, but unfortunately they had to do it online, so not a lot of people got a chance to see it. But I wanted to broadcast this for you because these two kids, despite their youth, can really play the piano. You are going to be impressed. So for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley this morning, a little culture. It's the piano recital with Jack Kuntz and Morrison Kuntz. Enjoy.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Since the minute we closed, we have been focused on our responsibility for keeping our teams, our members, and our community safe for when we reopen. So we've been aggressively adopting best-in-class sanitizing technologies, processes, and member guidelines. We're building that into our daily operations right now, and we're calling that Works Member Shield system. It's still going to take each of us to protect all of us, but with Works Member Shield, we think that's possible.
Bob File Boats and Motors is open for parts and service. Please phone ahead at 884-3558. Sales by appointment only. In these times, be assured Steinberg Law Firm is here to help. Essential services like personal injury, bankruptcy, or estate planning are available by phone or video conference. Call today for more information. At Ready Medi, they have the exit strategy. They've started COVID-19 antibody serum testing. Call 888-6334 for more details and to reserve a kit for you.
Hi, it's Friday. What do you do? Let's do the forecast one more time. First of all, a little reminder, we're going to get wet on Sunday. We need the rain. We're in a drought, and the rain is coming. Quite a bit of rain, in fact, for the north central Washington area. Anywhere, as you see there, up to 1/4 inch of rain, and we'll take the 1/4 inch of rain. We'll take more than that. No significant downpour on Sunday, just a long, consistent wet period. But unfortunately, there's also the chance of a thunderstorm. Let's go ahead and take a look at that forecast one more time from the National Weather Service. Lots of sunshine today, high of about 74 degrees. Going to be beautiful. A few clouds tonight, 49 for the overnight low. Tomorrow morning, early, lots of sunshine. By 8 or 9, the clouds will be starting to roll on in. By noonish, it'll be mostly cloudy skies. We'll get up to about 74. The rain is going to start come Saturday night, right around 11 o'clock or midnight or so. Here comes the rain. We could get anywhere between 1/10 of a 1/4 inch possible on Saturday night, and then an additional 1/10 to 1/4 inch possible on Sunday. Again, Sunday keeping a very close eye on the possibility of a thunderstorm and some lightning strikes, not only on Sunday afternoon late in the day, but on Monday afternoon late in the day. We're not expecting torrential downpours, just consistent rain, but with the warm temperatures and the unsettled atmosphere, we cannot rule out a lightning strike, which is one thing that we don't need on Sunday or Monday, is lightning. All right, that's it for us. Everybody have a fantabulous and safe weekend. We'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.